Yes, this is Alan Chevalier. I'm the president and owner of BcPERKS. We'll be talking about the mobile revolution today. I've got two guests. If you want to introduce yourself, that'd be wonderful.
Hi, my name is Flory Chakowski. I'm the executive director here at the Chamber of Commerce, serving Maple Ridge and Pitt Meadows.
Hi, I'm Janaya Bands. I'm the events coordinator here at the Chamber as well.
Wonderful. So we'll go through a quick presentation. If you have any questions as we go, definitely go ahead and ask. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about BcPERKS so you're aware of the company if you choose to do further business with us. We're as local as can get right here in Maple Ridge. Obviously, that makes us a Canadian company. We do digital mobile loyalty marketing, text reminder system, waitlist system. We stay at the forefront of the mobile technology. That's all we do is mobile technology. People live on their cell phones now. They always have them with them. That's the new way. That's phones. Okay. Now, right now, we're looking at roughly 7.5 billion people in the world, of which half have cell phones. That's the entire world. I mean, there are a lot of people with cell phones. Number one use of cell phones is SMS, which is text messaging. Why? Because 98% of all messages are read. You know, you send out a message, you know it's going to be read. 90% are read within 3 minutes. Okay. What does that mean? Well, it also means that you'll get a 19% click-through rate if you were to send out additional information like coupons or anything like that, versus 2% on emails. So your results are 10 times greater. You'll find that mobile surveys, you get a 20% response when you do it on a text phone versus doing it online or telephone based. Again, you're looking 10 times the results. You know, millennials now are 40 times more likely to act via text messages. What's interesting now is that we're up to 86% of users are open to mobile engagement. 64% prefer texting over voice support for customer service. People don't want to talk to each other anymore. They just want to send messages. Drives you crazy. 81% of users are frustrated with phone-based customer service. And 77% of millennials have a positive perception of companies that text. This is getting to the point now where if a company doesn't have ways to text back and forth and information to their members, it's becoming a negative. People go, well, what's wrong with that company? Are they living in the dark ages? They all want text messages. When using SMS messages, you get 20% decrease in customer support calls, 25% increase in customer satisfaction. You know, we get 25.5 million people in Canada have smartphones of 70%. This year, we're going to break the 1-to-1 ratio. You know, we're going to have more cell phones than people. How many phones do you have, Flory? You only got the one, and Janaya, you only got one phone?
Yeah, just one.
You guys are way behind, then, because obviously a lot of people have two phones.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that have two phones also.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I mean, you know, and not only do people have two phones, they look at them every 10 minutes. People are checking their phones over 100 times a day. It goes right back to what I said in the previous slide: is people live on their cell phones. They're always looking at them. 98% of all messages are read. You're going to hear that a couple times through this presentation because it's crazy. Okay. I'm just going to run through some different ideas, things that can be done if you use SMS messaging or text messaging. Obviously, you can schedule alerts and offers. You send messages about special promotions and time-sensitive information. Okay, so you tell them that your burgers are 2 for 1 today. Poof, you know what's going to happen? 98% are going to read them. That's why it works so well. Okay. You can tie it into a loyalty kiosk and offer rewards by coupons. Okay, you know, reward systems are interesting, they work well, but people forget their cards and so on. They're very painful. When it's all done through text messages, people don't forget their phone. Now, let me guess, Put your hand up if you got your phone with you. Yeah, you always have your phone with you. It's crazy. This is becoming more and more important, one-on-one support. People want support by text messages. If you don't have a system to do that, you're going to run across problems. Yes, of course, you can send messages by just using your phone, but it's really hard in the thumbs. If you got it properly set up in your computer, it just goes back and forth, keeps records of it. It's nice and clean. There's always new stuff going on. One of the newest things that just happened now is that we can actually take your existing business number and tag it on so that you can do tech support with it. So now you got one number for everything, which is sort of handy. So your customers can either call you or send you a text, same number and the whole bit shows up in your computer. You can very easily deal with it. You can also have interactive messages to get more information from your clients. Like for example, you could ask them for their birth date. They reply with their birth date. It goes straight in your database. Gee, you can send them a birthday surprise. So you can go back and forth with text messaging and keep track of everything. You can build customized web forms. Those are used to give additional information in a text message. It's 160 characters, which is not much, which is also why it works. The average attention span we're dealing with now is 4 seconds. I'm good to 6. What about you? So when you send a text message, if it's not all in the first mouthful, you're going to lose people. But if you have something important to say, then they will click on a form to get more information. And when you click on a web form, that's a form that's designed to be easily read on a cell phone. So you don't have to navigate through it. It's designed for a cell phone. No end in number of characters, you can go forever. But keep in mind, 4 seconds, it's not very long. You can use keywords to get more information. For example, if the chamber sends a message to their members that says, text schedule to this number, then they would automatically get the schedule for the conference. I've got restaurants that use that text tomato to get a recipe for tomato soup. So it's a different way to get information straight to your clients. Doctors and dentists use that for a lot of technical reasons as well. You can run contests with it. Contests are really interesting because when you run a contest, let's say you got a Chinese restaurant, you run a contest of free supper for 2, value $80. People will enter the contest. At the end, somebody wins, but everybody else that was in there are now part of your database. So next time you have a special net, they'll get it as well. And what's interesting with doing it through a contest is it sort of runs itself, because when you send it to your clients, they forward it on to somebody else. Okay, so you get more people entering. And guess what? If you don't like Chinese food, you don't enter the contest. So that means everybody that's entered the contest are a perfect future client. So it works really well to increase your database. You can also use it to run the surveys. Trivia is multi-layered. You can play games with it. The survey part is really interesting because I've got a lot of associations and chambers, for example, they use that. They're thinking of having a meeting and they go, okay, should we have it in Whistler, or maybe we should have it, somewhere else or whatever. If they send a text saying, okay, we're going to have a conference, we're thinking of Whistler or Harrison, they get the replies back within 3 minutes. It doesn't take long, okay, because people reply right away. Why? Because this is boring. 98% of texts are read and 90% within 3 minutes. That's just the way it is. Okay. You also want a system that gives you customized reports so you know exactly what's happening with your system, so you know that your messages are being read, so you can fix them to make sure that they are being read. You can also use it for a waitlist system or COVID registry, which right now is important because restaurants and pubs and so on must have a registry of everyone that comes in. And they also have a wait list now. So if you use a proper wait list system, completely touchless because it runs with a QR code, then when their turn is ready, they got a text saying, hey, your table's ready, come on in. So that works quite well for that. Text appointment reminders, that's for anyone that works on appointments, doctors, dentists, hairdressers. No-show appointments are expensive. When you have a proper text appointment reminder system, it reminds people of their appointment. And you know what? 98% are read. So you know they're gonna get it. It's not like leaving a phone message because people, you never know if they got the message. In this way, you know that they got the message. If you tie it in with the loyalty coupon, it really works well. People are getting spoiled now with all the way the internet works, and that because every message is designed for you. With this, you can do that. Okay, so that you know, and it customizes the shopping experience for your clients, you know, and to get them information. You know, 69% of people are more likely to shop places where they have a loyalty program. They're becoming very important. That's why all the big boys have them. You know, McDonald's not going to give you a free coffee every eighth time you show up, unless they're making money at it. They're making money at it. Okay, so it's important to do that. Most people have many loyalty cards. I'm guessing you guys have a loyalty card in your purse. Yeah, I bet that we all do. We all do.
But they're actually on my phone, so if that's an option too.
Yes, it's a much better option because your phone you will have, so you don't forget your card. Okay,
Yeah.
so that you see, you got it right there. It's very important because nothing more frustrating than showing up to say I forgot my card or the app doesn't work or something like that.
That always happens to me.
Yeah, it drives me crazy. It does. You know, I didn't get my 5% off or whatever it may be, right? Okay. What's important when you choose to use SMS messaging is that, you know, you get a proper strategy. Yes, you know your business, but you have to partner up with someone that knows mobile marketing and what's changing, what's new, how to make things work. Okay, so together you create a custom strategy that works for your business, okay, because you want to maximize results. The whole idea is that, you know, it has to work for you. It has to keep your clients informed. And it has to make you more money. That's the bottom line. Okay. You need help. The biggest challenge in starting to use texting system for your business is to get the phone number in there of your clients. You know, so there's ways to do that. There's special marketing strategies to do that, and you know, we can help you with all that. Because unless you got the numbers in, it's not going to work. It's simple as that. You know, you need to make sure that your staff is trained on knowing how to use the system and making sure it's easy to use for your customers. Okay. And of course, you need ongoing support. Guess what? I give support by text messages as well. Go figure. Big surprise, right? Okay. Do you have any questions on anything right now?
One question I have is you were talking about, so our existing, say we're using this, our existing office number can actually be used as the text number. We can do that.
Yes.
You don't need to have a cell phone assigned to this. It can all be done through the computer with our existing office number. Is that right? Or
yes. Yes,
okay.
you know, that could also be an 800 number. Like my number for both text and messages, I use an 866 number.
Okay.
Okay, but you can use any phone number. And now, and again, that's something that's brand new. That only really 866 numbers, you could do that for about 8 months. These other area code numbers is about 2 weeks old. We've only started being able to do that. So it's really handy that way. You don't have to introduce people to new numbers and a whole bit.
And then you were talking about, you know, when you set up whatever it is that you're setting up, it comes into a database. So what if you already have an existing database? You're now managing a second database, or are you incorporating?
Yes.
Are you able to incorporate that, or?
No. Well, when everything can be done through APIs, the challenge with using these APIs to put these two together is that the people that will want to set that up for you, you'd have to call your own CRM company and say, okay, well, I want you to put these APIs in to go to this. They charge you a fortune. And they do not a very good job usually, but they charge you a fortune. So you're better off just to run this system independently. It does not require much work because it's all driven by itself. You know, where people come in, they check into your system, the information's in there. And then when you send a message about everything, usually you want to send it to the entire database. But yes, you can still go in there and send it to only one person, so that you don't have to send it to everyone. If you just, especially if you're using it for support, then you simply use your inbox on your dashboard and go back and forth. Just like you would on your phone, except that you got a real keyboard, which is sort of handy, and it keeps track of everything, which is very important. Very important. Next one is, yes, costs. How much? How much? How much? Well, if you're lucky and you're part of the Chamber of Maple Ridge and Pitt Meadows, you get the programming fee is slashed in half for you. So you pay $99 for the programming fee, which is for us to program the entire system. That's half price over $199. Okay. Your monthly fee goes from $149 down to $119 per month. Okay. For $119 per month, your system will keep running. It includes 500 messages every month. Okay. As your business grows, if you need more than 500 messages, then you buy additional messages as you need them. Okay. The additional messages that you would purchase roll over, so they stay there until you use them up. Okay. Now, this is for the full mobile marketing system. If you're looking more for a system just for text reminders or waitlist systems, it's a $49 setup fee instead of $59 because you're a member, and it's $49 a month. Okay, these systems are just easier and simpler to operate. That's why they're a little less expensive. That's pretty much all I wanted to go over on this right now. Do you have any more questions, or is everything perfect?
If you could go back to the first pricing sheet there for the full marketing, I was just wondering, you said it's for 500 messages.
Yes.
So now, is that just the messages that you send out, or does that include the messages when people are responding to your text message?
No, there's no cost whatsoever for incoming messages.
Okay. Okay, so if your database is 1,000, then you're going to want to, and that's per month?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. You got to remember that usually you got to be careful, because you don't want your members or clients to look at you as spam. I mean, the reason it works, people have agreed to get messages from you and they're looking forward to it. If you start spamming them, they're simply going to leave.
Yeah.
So you're looking at maybe sending out 2 messages per month. If you do much more than that, they better be very important, have something important to say, because I would consider it spam.
But that's something too, in your setup process, you said you help with the marketing, so you're able to assist what the best processes are for that member engagement, correct?
Exactly. Because I remember once I said, I got clients said, I want to send a message every second day. I said, well, buddy, no, you don't. If you do that, you're going to wind up sending messages to yourself, because nobody wants that. Unless you're going to send a message saying, today all food is half price. Well, then yeah, but you're going to go broke.
Yeah, you're not going to do that every other day.
That's just it.
And then what is kind of the time frame of the increase in this? Like the 98%, like, has this been kind of steadily increasing over 5 years? Did the last year, 2020, kind of push those numbers up? What is the time frame?
Okay, the number of 98% is actually, last I looked into it, was 99%. It went up. I'll never reach 100. The 90% of messages read within 3 minutes, that's up to 94 now. People are more and more reacting to their cell phone, and they're falling apart from other types of communication. Like, a lot of people used to use Facebook to go back and forth, and different other social medias. That's really dropping. People are getting paranoid, and rightly so, of getting their information stolen, sold, and so on and so forth, which pretty much is what they do. Well, I don't like to use the word steal, right? But I mean, you use any type of other platform, whether it's WhatsApp or Facebook and Instagram and that for communication, they get all the information and they use it for marketing purposes. Okay? The beauty again of sticking with text messages is that they can't be hacked. They're one-to-one. People want to get them. There's no surprise. You get a message, you read it, it's done. You know, there's no such thing as gathering information. That how do you gather information when you send someone a text? You don't. You know, or they reply, you don't. You don't know what time they get up in the morning or what they bought for breakfast yesterday. You don't. You know, that's why people are getting more and more paranoid on the other types of communications. And, you know, they prefer getting it by text. Myself, I know I'm old fashioned. I like to make a phone call. I don't want to send you a text. I want to talk to you. But I must be getting old. I don't know.
I guess it just depends on what you're used to, what you're comfortable with, right? But obviously, like you said, I mean, this is the way it's going. I mean, I get my dentist appointments, I get everything through text message. So the one thing too is we would send out that number to our database and say, you know, here's the number, and then they would click something to sign up to be a part of that.
Yes.
Right. And then when they do get a text message from us, there's always, like with what I get in my text messages, there's always an opt-out option.
Exactly. You know, usually it's the same because it's standard. You know, reply stop to quit.
Right.
You know, that's standard for every mobile company in both Canada and States. You know, so it makes it simple. You don't want it right back stop. And again, that's why those systems work so well, because only people that want to get the messages get them.
Right.
Wonderful.
Any questions, Jenna?
Yeah, I just had one question. So if you were to send out like a mass text, and do these texts go to people, do they have to originally sign up for these texts, or is it like everyone will get it and then you opt out if you don't want it?
Okay, you have to follow the castle rules as far as being able to capture the people's numbers. Like, for example, a nonprofit association like a Chamber of Commerce or other associations don't have any rules. They can put anybody's number in there and go to town. Okay, but any business must have permission to get the people's numbers in. So they have to ask permission. They can do that by having a kiosk at their business where people just punch it in, or a sign is saying, you know, scan this QR code and become part of our mobile club. And the first thing that the customer gets is a disclosure. You know, you agree to be part of this mobile club. You'll be getting 4 messages per month. Text and data rates may apply. Reply stop to quit, help for help, and then so on. So as long as you follow the castle guidelines, you won't have any problems. And once people in your database, yes, you can send a message to all as a broadcast, or you can break it down and create target lists. If you only want a certain group to get the message, or only one person or whatever, so that can be done as well. Is that what you were asking?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I think just to touch on that too, like in our case, like you're saying, yes, we're a nonprofit. I mean, I think this is something where we've talked before, Elaine, about putting it in our newsletter and saying, you know, click here or you know, text this to our number to sign up for our mobile program. We would want to give them that option. We wouldn't just blanket send that.
Oh no, I agree with you, because the most of the public does not know that nonprofit organizations are allowed to do that. So you get the evil eye, and you don't want it. You know, so using a disclaimer is a good idea for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful then. So thank you so much for your time, and we'll be chatting again soon. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Right then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.